You are tuned into What the Church Won't Say,
where we have difficult conversations at the foot of the cross.
And today I got the fellas with me. I am your host, Nathaniel Plenty, but I got my boy to my right, Ridiculous Nicholas Rendon. I got my man, Jose Castro, and we're going to be talking about something when it comes to men, the importance of attraction. So stay tuned, and we going to get back to you after we cue the intro.
Your bricks in danger, your chicks in danger. See, he will change ya if you come hang with us. So put that weight up and get your weight up. We not haters, no, we just dangerous.
Welcome back. Again, you are watching What the Church Won't Say, and we're not going to waste your time. We're going to dive right in there. So I'm going to ask y'all, 10 being high, 1 being low, what is the importance of a woman being attractive to you?
You want to go first?
It doesn't matter. Let me chime in for a little bit. I'm not going to say it has no importance. I'm not going to give it a 10 either. 10 being the highest, right?
10 being the highest.
Most important.
Most important.
Most important. I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually feel the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna flip this question, because if it's only a 7,
then that only means
10 being the highest,
yeah,
1 being the lowest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How important is a woman's character or godliness?
About 3, right?
No. Definitely not.
That's what he says. What he's leaving room for to say.
No. I would say, for me, I would say like an 8 or 9.
Okay. So a little bit over.
Yeah.
Looks.
Yeah, definitely. And this has been changing in me as I've gotten older.
I agree with that.
You know, because like when I was young, I was all about the looks. You know what I mean? I needed to have a bad piece next to me. You know, makes me feel good. My ego feels good, and also when it comes to sex and all that, like. But now it's different than, and I'm just trying to really let the word of God sink in my heart when it says, you know, that, and Proverbs 31st, that the looks are vain and, you know, charm is deceitful, but a woman,
beauty is fleeting and charm is deceitful.
But a woman who praises God will be praised, or something like that.
More than movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm trying to, and I actually see it.
Okay.
You know, I actually see it in women, and I kind of made a deal with myself, like, hey, I will definitely get me a 7 as long as she has a strong character with, you know, in the Lord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. We coming back to that 7 as long as she has a lot of character in the Lord. How about you? Where you at with this?
I've experienced both sides, and
Both sides of what?
well, like going after the beauty, having the beauty, and no brains. I don't want to say no brains, but just character is just lacking.
Okay.
Right? Spirituality is lacking, and so you may have all the physical attributes, right, that really get me going, but I can't have a decent conversation, a meaningful conversation.
Amen.
You know,
Yeah.
which also is stimulating, and that's attractive as well.
It is.
You know, so there's a lack there. So, but at the same time, you still have to wake up next to this person, right?
Yes.
For the rest of your life. And I think the goal of dating is to marry, right?
That's the goal.
Okay. So you're gonna have to wake up to this person for the rest of your life. And I've been with someone she was just awesome, great character, just, you know, looks were lacking, and so that took away from the intimacy, you know, and so she felt that I wasn't really into her, and she was so cool, she was so dope, really sweet, probably everything you would want in a wife. Pray for you, all that, but I just wasn't satisfied physically, intimately.
So that I'm glad you said that. So I want to put this on the table. You kind of answered it, but I want to flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you had a woman that you just wasn't even close to being attracted to, just a woman you would consider not attractive, but her godliness was through the roof. I mean, she's walking on water, fellas. She's turning water into wine. I mean, you might want to get it just for that. Just because she would start a business with wine. No, but I'm saying is her godliness is through the roof. Would that make her more attractive? Would that be something that you can still pull the trigger on and marry because she's so godly?
I don't know, man. Like
all that excitement and you come with I don't know. Why is that?
I don't know, man.
Hold on. Listen to me. So, okay. So, I'm seeing the state of the world and how women...
There's a lot of duty out there.
Hold on. How women are just, like he said, duty.
There's a lot of duty.
Yeah, it's just...
So when you say that, you let the people know when you say that a woman is dookie, what do that mean?
Well, there are a lot of women, man, who don't respect themselves, you know, who don't know their worth, and who are so easily swayed by the culture and what the culture dictates, you know, and eventually they end up ruining their lives. And what women don't realize is that women are born with value.
Okay.
A woman just is, but a man has to find his value. You know, you have to build up your value. I mean, you have to find yourself as a man. When a woman is in like her 20s, early 20s, you know, you could say that that's when her value is the highest because she's the prettiest. You know, it's easier for her to find a mate, you know, a powerful man or whatever she wants. But I feel like nowadays women don't realize that, you know what I mean, and so they forego of the importance of marriage, you know, the importance of family, the importance of values.
So if I'm a woman, I'm trying to listen in on what you're saying, and you're trying to say that a woman is not of quality because of what? This modern woman looks like what? You didn't flesh that out enough for me.
I mean, I just said it, like, you know.
You said they don't have values, but that's vague. Like, what do that look like?
Based on what I'm looking for. Okay, let's just be more specific.
What do that look like?
So based on what I'm looking for a woman who respects herself, you know, who has boundaries when it comes to like sexual intimacy.
So she ain't gonna let you hit.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. She won't let me do it. That values her family. Okay. That loves her family, her father, her mother, you know, that loves God.
Okay.
Okay, that knows the importance of being submissive.
Okay. Now we detailing it out.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, those are they're steering away from the
traditional.
Yeah, so that's
conventional marriage and family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. So that is what I'm looking for.
Okay, and that's why you saying women are dookie in the sense of that.
Correct. I mean, other men might look at, but even then, because I feel like in all of men, there is that desire embedded in us. You know, like even though there are some men who don't believe in God, I feel like they still have that desire for a solid woman. You know what I mean?
Well, everybody does.
For stability.
Of course.
You know, for trust. And if you can't trust your woman because you know that her past is kind of shaky, like, you're going to be sleeping with one eye open.
I get it. I definitely get it.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I don't know. I'm going to say it this way. I feel like, for me, that is not a huge issue in the sense of not knowing what type of woman you have. Mm-hmm. God is faithful if he's in your life to show you exactly what you got.
Yes.
If you are rolling the dice with a woman and I'm not sure of her character, then obviously you're not holding her to the light. That's the way I view it. Like, you could tell a tree by its fruit. It's really clear. Just having conversations with people, you'd be like, okay, I see what type of person this is.
I agree.
Now, I feel like us as men, often we are blinded because of they are attractive, their body is banging, then we give them a pass on some of their bad habits.
Yes.
And then once we realize this ain't gonna work, but now you already attached, you're emotionally engaged, you already want her, and then we start trying to, in a sense, turn another type of woman into a housewife.
Yeah,
I agree. And I think that's the danger of it. And let's just be honest, fellas. Women that are attractive get passes on left and right that women that's less attractive or average don't get.
They can make that pretty privilege.
Exactly.
Oh, you lucky you're fine.
And that's an issue.
It is an issue.
That's an issue, man.
It is an issue. It's just, There's just something so intoxicating about beauty.
So then we shouldn't, since it's so intoxicating and blinds us, should we not? Should we go? You know?
Should we go where?
For Ugly Betty with big heart? And, you know,
Ugly Betty?
Ugly Betty was fine, though, like, at the end.
I mean, she can be. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we should ignore, physical attraction.
I don't think so either.
And and because a lot of people will say, even the church will say, you know, go for a godly woman, you know, beauty is nothing,
Yeah.
you know, don't rely on that at all.
Yeah.
But then you're going to lack intimacy,
Yes.
you know, and then she's going to feel unwanted.
Yes.
You know, every woman wants to be grabbed by her man throughout the day.
Amen.
You know,
Absolutely.
slapping
Amen.
booty, grabbing her, touching her.
Yeah.
You just can't keep your hands off her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Affection.
for, like, between a husband and a wife, affection, you know,
Yeah.
and what if you get with someone that, well, her strong suit is physical touch,
Yeah.
right? What her
Yeah.
love language is, you know? But, you know, just, you know, I mean, I don't know, have you ever been in that
Where I was with
situation where you
a
were
woman.
with someone that you weren't really attracted to? But
Not,
she was cool, she was dope, and she, you know.
not in a serious relationship. No.
Okay.
Okay.
But let me say this in the light of what you're saying. It takes me back when I was in grammar school and my teacher
Shoot,
moved me.
grammar
Yeah,
school.
I'm going back to grammar school because
Man,
there's a point in here. My teacher moved my seat because I was talking too much, and he moved me to the front and he set me next to this girl that I was unattracted to.
Okay.
Okay.
But over time, because I sat next to her every day, we started talking,
Right.
and she turned out to be super cool.
Right.
And a chick that I found to be unattractive started to become looking sexy, and I started finding her attractive physically. Though nothing changed physically, she still didn't have no hair.
Yeah.
And she still dressed the same. But my thing is, once your eyes become open sometimes to the person and their character and what they bring to the table, they become more attractive physically.
Yes.
You know, it's the shallow Hal theory.
She had no hair.
But let me I would like to add something here.
That's your takeaway.
Do you guys remember that we read, I don't know if you read the book, The Sacred Search. I don't know if you read it with us.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that book because it mixed spirituality, you know, the values of God, principles of God, but also it took from some research on like the chemicals that are happening in your brain
Right.
during like the first 5 years of the relationship when you are infatuated.
Right.
Okay? Because like when you get intimate with a woman, even if you don't find her that attractive, there's gonna be that chemistry going on in your brain.
Especially when it's new.
Yeah, so you're infatuated. So what happens after that time period of like 5 years? It fades away. I think like I wouldn't want to set myself up in a situation where I start seeing my woman unattractive and then I start looking elsewhere, because then that puts me at a vulnerable position. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't trust myself, man. I feel like I'm more prone to cheat, or you know what I mean? Like if I cannot be somewhat satisfied with what I have at home, you know what I mean?
Your eyes gonna
and
be
then
wandering.
and then I'm gonna be like, hey, does that make sense?
It
It does,
does.
and I was going to touch on that, you know, because you leave yourself open for that temptation. It's
Yeah.
more, you know, sets in a little more easier, you know, because you can't really say, well, I enjoy what I have at home, you know, and that can work vice versa, even for women.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yes.
And then, so now you're not really thinking about that other person, you're just thinking about you.
Yeah.
I want someone who's going to be reliable and trust. I want, you know what I'm saying, but what about them? So
Yeah.
even though you're okay, but you know, you leave them open for feeling like they're not wanted, you know, not loved the way they want to be loved, or need to be loved, and then, you know, hey, you know, you leave yourself open to cheat.
Let me say this, because I know I'm here. Both of you gentlemen never been married, and I was married 15 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this: no matter how bad the chick is, no matter how attractive she is going to become ordinary to you.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, if you are being faithful because of something physical you have, you won't be faithful long.
I agree with that.
Your faithfulness is going to have to be rooted because you are invested in the kingdom, because you are a man of God, because you are in love with Jesus. That's the reason why. Because if it's something that's linked to physicality, if it's something linked to something natural, I guarantee you it won't be long enough to hold up for a lifetime.
Amen. I love Dr. Tony Evans. I listen to him a lot. And one of the things that he says about marriage is, he said that if you marry based on the spirit, that's where you're gonna find the longevity, you know, that you're looking for. But if you marry on companionship or physical attraction, or I forgot the other one, that is not gonna last. It's only gonna take you so far. And actually, as you were saying that before, I was thinking maybe my mentality will change as I get older and more mature.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I am a different man from when I was 20.
Absolutely.
I'm 33 now. Who knows? You know, I expect to be a better man when I'm 43. You know what I mean? So maybe, I don't know, I may be open to Ugly Betty, as long as she has a rock solid.
But Ugly Betty
heart.
won't be ugly to you.
Correct.
That's true.
That's
But I'm
the
saying,
point.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, that's the whole point. Like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
It is.
You know, so if she's attractive to you,
But we go back to like, no, but I'm saying like Ugly Betty to me.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
So I got to back up, because I'm going to be honest about this portion of the physicality. If you could walk through a wall because you just that heavenly, I don't really care if I'm not attracted to you initially. Like, to me, looks for me is an entryway into me wanting to know
of
what
course.
you are. So, better way of putting it is, looks draw me, but who you are keeps me.
Yeah.
Your character keeps me.
That is absolutely
You know,
right.
so for a woman that's unattractive, I'm just going to use it like this. If you are unattractive, I won't be interested in knowing what you're like. I won't be interested. And this is the funny part. When I was dating, I'd be on POF, people be catfishing you. And you get to the restaurant, and you get to wherever y'all meeting, and you be like, whoa.
How many times that happened to you?
At least 3-4 times. At least.
What do you think?
They feel
The
like
math is off. Like,
right.
How do you think this
What
is gonna
did
end?
you do, man? Like, did you stay or did you leave?
I did a little bit of
we're
both.
going like-
I did a little bit of both. So there's been times where
He didn't want to waste his gas. Just go home.
there was a time where I went to the bathroom and never came back.
Nice.
There was that time. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but that's what I did.
Yeah.
Then there was a time where I asked some questions, like, you're not the same person that's in the picture. So this one woman was an attractive woman, but she gave me some pictures from when she was younger and lighter.
Oh, gotcha.
But she had put on maybe 40, 50 pounds since then. Those pictures when I was younger, but they're still me. So she felt like she wasn't lying, because it was her.
Yeah.
But it was you 10 years ago or whatever. You know, so it was that type of stuff.
Okay.
Which to me, this is what women miss out on. To me, you still are being deceitful.
Of course.
And if you're going to be deceitful over this, how can you're starting out with deceit.
Yeah.
So I'm running for the border just because that's your character.
I haven't even seen you when you lie.
And you're lying to me, you know.
Yeah.
But I believe in their mind, like, if he sit down and see I'm cool, then he'll want to stay. I won't.
No.
Right.
I won't.
Right. And that's what I like. I don't understand people who catfish.
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to end? You show up to their door.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And they're going to know immediately that, you know, you've put on 80 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how they expect that.
You got this picture from, you know, somewhere on the web.
Right.
It's like when they say they're
you-
6 feet and they're 5'4".
Right.
There's some
Men do that too. Yeah, you're
that
right.
went viral. You know, this dude, he pulls up, pick up this chick that they obviously met online, and he had alopecia. I mean, not saying there's anything wrong with people that have alopecia, but he had gave this picture.
Shout out
of
to
this-
Will Smith.
This big dark black guy,
Yeah.
you know, swole, and then, you know, she asked him, "Who are you?" You know, and he's all like, "Hey, you know, it's me. Just come out and sit down." And she's all like, "Where are your eyebrows?" Something that's obvious, you're gonna cover something as obvious as not having eyebrows.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Oh, I took that picture when I was in Africa. You know, just come out and sit down." And, you know, she's like, "No, you know, how do you think it's gonna end?" I never understood. That's why online dating, it never worked for me. I just didn't even do it.
Yeah.
You come across a profile that says, you know, hey, you know, I'm 5'5", and, you know, just mediocre. I'm like a strong 5, easy 6.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna lie to them to give me a chance. No, hey, you gotta give me a chance. You're gonna like me.
Uh-huh.
So I just gave up on the online dating. It just didn't go well.
Yeah, it didn't work for me either.
Yeah,
because I like to be honest. I put my height. I'm 5'5". Most women
passes right.
Yeah, most women don't want short men.
No,
like keeping it 1,000.
That's real, bro.
You know what I mean? So I have to make up for that. God didn't gift me with that, so I have to make up by me being charismatic, right. Funny, knowing the right thing to say, like smelling good, looking good.
Yeah,
all that.
So hold up, because you said something, and I want to kind of go down this road.
He's hitting all their senses.
Because women often say that it's not about physicality as much with them. And that they really into your personality.
That's cat, bro.
Right. But this is the question, because you just said something. If that's the case, do you find, because you both are short men, so do you find it that women are lying about that aspect when you're talking about physicality don't matter?
Well, I'm not short. I'm just down to earth. But,
that's it.
You are definitely.
Yeah, I believe that they are lying.
Okay. Yeah, same.
They want to seem like they're not shallow, but deep down, I don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
You want a physically attractive man just as much as I want a physically attractive woman, and there's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
But I do believe that they may judge at first appearance.
Yeah.
But I think when they genuinely like someone, no matter how short, there are probably limits to that.
Yeah.
But even though you're short, she may give you a chance.
Yeah. So there have been a couple instances where that happened, but the way that it happened is that I got in their minds first. So I remember I met this girl. I didn't even see her. So I was looking for a girl to play the violin. And I'm pretty sure you guys know who this was.
You was looking for a girl that played the violin?
Yeah,
that was your thing?
No, well, because
chicks that have violins.
No, hold on, but sorry, that came up weird. But okay, so at that time I was working on a project and I needed someone that played the violin.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this guy gave me a number, and then I called her. She didn't answer. She called me, right? And then we met and all that. And so when we started dating, she told me, she's like, honestly, I've never dated a short guy. I don't like short guys. But she's like, but when you spoke to me on the phone, your voice did something to me in my mind. That's why I kind of gave you a chance.
Gotcha.
And then the other one, that was kind of like the same thing. She told me, she's like, I've never dated a short guy before. She's like, but God would put you in my mind. That's what she would tell me. So that's how it happened.
Did she play the violin too?
No, she didn't. Otherwise, I don't think those women would have given me a chance. They would have overlooked me.
Do y'all feel like being short is a challenge? Is a challenge when dating?
Absolutely. It is a challenge, absolutely. but you know what? I'm cool with it.
You're cool with the challenge.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Gotcha.
Because I've dated women taller than me. You know what I mean? It feels like I conquered something. You know what I mean?
All right. All right.
Right, Nick? Can you?
I have scaled the Mount Everest all the way to the top.
Do you feel that way or no?
Yeah. It's it's been such a challenge, my entire life in totality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say this.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't understand.
You don't understand that.
I don't get it.
You're like 7 feet tall.
Really? Well, I guess when you're 5 foot, I would look that way. but the thing is, I want to go back to this woman thing. Do you think that you could marry a woman that you see as unattractive if you was in a situation where you got to know her, minus the whole intimacy thing, just got to know her on a level playing field, like at work or something, and you saw she was super cool, super dope, godly woman, take care of her business, able to submit? Do you think, even though you lacked attraction, that you could possibly pull the trigger on marrying someone like that?
Yeah, so
she's hitting on all cylinders, character.
I would say possibly. I'm not gonna, say no.
I would say it's definitely possible, because then there's another thing that we're not talking about, and that's vibes.
I
Right?
agree.
That is true.
I agree.
Yeah.
And have you ever vibed with an unattractive person?
Yeah.
Ugly Betty, or
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna say that. Just someone you just not your type.
Yes.
Per se, physically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not considering vibes.
That is true.
You know. And so I definitely think that's possible. Especially
Absolutely.
Yeah, it
with
is
vibing
possible.
with someone.
Absolutely.
Man. It is possible.
And then they become
I mean,
attractive because you're vibing. There's a
Yeah,
chemistry
I'm not-
there.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. But I also want to talk about sex appeal, because sometimes sex appeal has nothing to do with just physicality.
That is true.
It's just how someone carries
Yeah.
themselves.
That's
It's,
true.
it's just how they talk. It's just how they posture their heart, their heart, the way they think,
Their style.
You know, their
Yeah.
style. They can
Their
dress.
decisions.
Yeah.
They can dress. You
Yeah.
can be
Yeah.
unattractive and just dress.
You
in
can
a
be
certain
fine,
way.
like,
you can
I-
be fine and not. And what the hell are you wearing?
Right.
Like
Just don't have sex
I've
appeal.
experienced this, that I've seen some ugly women in my eyes, and I'm like, man, there's something. You know,
Yeah, that's
something
going on. Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another. And so this is the question, gentlemen: would you prefer a woman that's beautiful or a woman that's sexy?
I would say sexy,
Really?
because sexy is it's an energy. You know what I mean? That to me, it's amazing. You know, when a woman can be that feminine and that sexy in herself. You know, I don't know. I just find that for me really intoxicating, really cool. You know, because she will express that onto you. You know, and someone who doesn't have that, who is beautiful, at times it can feel bland. That's how I've experienced it.
How about you?
I think I'm gonna go with beauty.
Going beauty.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
Why
I
is
think
that?
sexy is fleeting. You know, I think that it's temporal. You know, I think sexy is something that's innate. You know, either you have it or you don't. You know, the thing about sexy is that you have to be a very, very secure man. You know what I'm saying, to be with someone like that.
That is true.
Because they're always mad. I mean, it's just gonna, shower compliments and attention.
That is true.
nonstop,
That is true.
nonstop.
That is true.
And so
Yes.
if you're an insecure man, you know,
Yeah.
and this is your wife, right, or someone you plan on marrying, but in a sense of wisdom, I just don't think that's you know what I'm saying.
I agree with you on that. Yes.
But at the end of the day, I think what it all comes down to is just because it's not just black and white, and
It's not.
I think we're making
Definitely
it black
not.
and white.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many gray areas. You know, there's vibes, there's attraction, there's, you're attracted to someone because of their heart, or, the way they carry themselves, like you said, conversation, godliness, you know. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we should be just going to the Father, and praying, about whoever it is that we're seeing or dating.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. I always tell people this. I just don't believe, and I could be dead wrong, but I just don't believe God tells a person necessarily that this is who you should marry. However, what I do believe God does is
He doesn't.
No, I just don't believe that.
Okay.
Some people say, "Well, I found that God told me to marry this person," and we can misinterpret what God is saying because God is light. I believe what God does is He reveals, because light reveals the motives of the person you're dealing with. He reveals the strength and weaknesses of the person you're dealing with, and then He shows you the person and let you make the decision.
That is really dope.
And one of the reasons why I say that is I feel like if God tells you marry this person, and then y'all get a divorce, you're gonna blame him.
You're going to resent God.
Yeah.
It's your fault. You the one told me to marry this
Like
woman.
that, well, the woman
You gave me exactly.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I think a lot of people will be praying, should I marry this person, more so than saying, God, show me who this person really is. Show them how genuine their relationship is with you. Show me, can they love me, guide me, direct me, be there for me when I need it. Like He will show you that type of thing, and then He allows you to make that final decision.
I do agree with like the final decision, but I mean, in my experience, especially on 2 occasions, God did say like, "This is not the one, man." Like, you know what I mean? Like, do not do this.
I mean, I think He'll definitely say, do not.
No, yeah, right. That's what I said. I didn't say He.
So then,
do.
how come? So okay, so He will say do not, but He won't say do.
Yeah, well, think about
sure.
it, bro. Think about it. It's simple. Let's put it this way: is she saved?
Well, the first one, no.
Duh.
So what do you do?
It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, then you start talking about, okay, she's saved.
The second one was.
Now listen,
Yeah.
Then he goes,
is she immature?
Yes.
Now that's where it gets interesting.
Yes, she is.
Now it gets immature. Or you could be saved and have a ton of issues. And I always tell people this: if you marry a woman with a ton of, and we all, everybody got issues.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. When I'm saying issues that are deal breakers for you.
Yeah.
And if you marry a woman that has deal breaking issues,
Deal breakers.
what you're gonna find out is that is gonna become your purpose. You're going to spend plenty of time trying to pat her on the back, make sure she's secure, whatever you're doing, because you don't want her to wild out. You don't want her to snap. You don't want her to break. You don't want her, and that it takes up too much of your time and your energy. So God be like, you know what? Don't go that direction, because it's going to
Pull you away
from what I'm calling you to do.
Right.
God.
You know.
So I don't know. I mean, you're right on that. Like, I don't disagree.
Maybe I'm wrong. This is my opinion.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. It makes sense.
Right.
You know.
Because at the end of he's still like he lets us all make our own choices.
Of course. Of course.
You know.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes I think like he's even in control of that, but that's another topic for another day.
Like, I remember this particular instance where he was like, "This is a good option, but it's not a God option." He told me that straight up. You know, and I was like, okay. I mean, you know, that makes sense. But I mean, because good is not the same thing as God.
Absolutely not.
Right. So
absolutely not.
I think another reason why he doesn't say do it is because people are just so flaky. But that's just who we are, you know, through different seasons or times in our life. And then you may not be able to put up with whatever they're going through in that season, and you end up getting divorced, and then, like you said, you end up blaming him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, hey, listen, y'all. We want to hear from y'all. If you feel as if you can marry someone that you may not be your type, may not believe to say unattractive, put it below. Put it in the comments below. And we gonna ask y'all to continue to share, like, and subscribe. And guess what, y'all? We gonna keep saying what the church won't say. Till next time. Deuces. You remember your line?
Mm-hmm.
Where we had
difficult conversations at the foot of the cross.
yes,
That's it?
yes, simple.
again.
No, we're good.
We're not good, but here we go. You are tuned into what the church won't say. We're not good. Told you.
You're supposed to go in
after
what he says. Yeah.
Okay.
Told you we're not good. You are plugged into what the church won't say.
Where we have difficult conversations at the foot of the cross.
Let's do that again, because it don't seem like you care. Nor did you look at the camera till after the fact.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Let's do it again. Here we go. You are plugged into what the church won't say.
Where we have difficult conversations.
We're not good. We're not good. We're just not good.
Okay.
Okay, what?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Don't say it like a question, though.
Yeah, but
You said it like a question.
say the question?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It sounded a little questiony.
There was no confidence
Difficult
in it.
conversations?
Well, we have take the bull by the balls.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was sounding like I kind of don't really want to be there. There's a gun to my back. Before we get into all that, I am your host, Nathaniel Plenty. To my right is my man, Ridiculous Nicky.